Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be assembling our new Amazon purchased patio set. This is how it comes. I bought two sets. Well, my wife bought two sets. Each set comes in 4 boxes. It's box 1, 2, 3, 4. And then over there, I've got the other set sitting on the side of the garage. So I've got them put out here, parked the car outside, and I'm going to go through and assemble them. Let me show you what the patio space looks like and the set that we went with. Got box number 1 unpacked. Try to put the similar pieces together. We got 3 of these, 3 of these, 3 of those, and 3 of those. Second box is unpacked. I went ahead and stacked them in a separate row. The pieces look pretty much identical to what came out of the first box. Just in case they are different, I put them aside separately. Almost forgot, both boxes also had 3 cushions in them. So 3 cushions came in one box, 3 cushions came in the other box. 2 tabletop pieces. They're stacked on top of each other, tied together. That's what came out of that box. That's what came out of the last box, along with the hardware and the instructions. It looks like 4 legs, and I'm assuming these are different pieces of the support structure for the table. Let's get started and figure out what goes where. Here's the bags of hardware laid out. So you can see that we got numbers on them. 1, 2, 3, and this one says 4, 5, 6. This is what it should look like once we're all finished. And what we did, because we have a very long patio, we ended up getting 2 of these sets. And I think what we're gonna do is put the tables end to end and make it really long and have a bunch of chairs along each side. And then I think we'll end up with 2 extra chairs. So the plan is to have 4 chairs on this side, 4 on that side, and then 1 on each end. What we noticed when ordering this set, the set my wife wanted was a really long set. And if you look closely at those long sets that are a lot more pricey, they're actually just 2 of these sets with 2 fewer chairs. And a lot of them are even sold by the same sellers. So if you want a really long patio set, maybe you'll want to do it this way. I'll put the links down in the description for the exact one we purchased, so that you know if you want this set in particular, you know where to get it. But there's a lot of other ones that look similar as well. This one seemed to have the best shape and finish and color and everything that my wife was happy with. Return of warranty before starting, read each step, warning. I'm a guy, so we don't really care about that, right? If I could get away without instructions, I probably would. This is the table measurements. Estimated time for assembly, 90 minutes. We'll see. Packed in 4 boxes. Identify parts. So I do have these 2 short pieces and the 2 long pieces and 4 legs. And we do have the 2 tabletops. It looks like we should have 6 of each of these pieces. So that was correct. We have 3 of each of them here, 3 of each of them here. They came in 2 separate boxes, so that's 6 of each piece, and there's 4 of them. Let's see, 1, 2, 3. Wait a second. Oh, this is 1 piece right here, or maybe that's 1 piece. One of those is an L shape. We'll figure it out. Oh, this is the back. Okay, I see. So we have 6 of these. We have 6 of these. 6 of these, and then 6 of this piece, which is the L shape. So we should be good there. Parts list. Yep, all good, all good. And the hardware, I haven't taken them out of the packages, but we'll figure that out. Oh, I see the numbers. Okay, so bag number 1 is these, bag number 2 is those, and so on. Okay, so you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and take them out of the bags and get everything set aside and organized. Assembly steps, step 1. This is the table, right? Yeah, so this is the table. I think that's the 2 longer pieces, and that's the middle support. And it says we need 2 of, I'm assuming this is the part number, so 1 would be 1 over there, and you need quantity too. Okay, that makes sense. So this is part number 4, which is the washers, and we need 2 of them. That's gonna go on either end here. Let me get that done. Got all my hardware separated out. Those are the number 1 bolts, number 2, number 3. And these are the washers, the Allen wrenches, and the little Phillips wood screws. Step 1 said I need 2 of the number 1 bolts and 2 of the washers. And the parts I need are gonna be these 2 long ones and this middle support. All right, those are assembled. Next step, step 2, we need to get the 2 end pieces. Problem number 1 that I've run into. So this is that new side piece. There's 2 holes in this guy, and there's threaded holes in the little end cap from here that slides into there. The hole with the bolt in it lines up with the threaded holes. This hole here, as you can see, doesn't line up with anything. Same on this side. So the threaded piece is too far that way. It needs to come this way. I could drill another hole right about here, right there. Basically right on the edge of this. I could drill another hole there and get access to the second threaded hole to put the second bolt here, second bolt there. I'm gonna be a little lazy because this seems good and firm enough. I don't think that second bolt's really gonna do much at this point. So I'm going to leave it that way, and if at some point down the line this thing seems too flimsy, once I get it all together, then I'll pull it apart and drill that hole bigger and use a second bolt as well. That's put together with half the quantity of bolts that it should have had. Next is the legs. Here's what we got. We have a threaded stud and then 2 holes. Threaded stud goes in that hole. So I guess you gotta put this in here and twist it on till it bottoms out and then put the 2 bolts in. It's the only way this makes sense. Got it threaded on till my mounting plate is touching there. I don't want to do it one more turn. I might rip up the faux whatever this stuff is. Now let's see if we can get some bolts in here. That bolt went in, obviously not tight. I want to leave it loose to leave some room for wiggle. Let me try to line up this other one. Surprisingly, both of them are in. The legs are on. I was kind of worried before the legs went on with those corners, maybe not being so stable with only 1 bolt at each corner, but now that the legs are on, the legs hold these corners as well. It's actually looking a lot more sturdy. So instead of flipping this over, putting the tabletops on, and then going underneath it to screw everything in, as you can see, what I did is just, it's not screwed down yet, but I slid the tabletops underneath there, and we got to use the wood screws, 16 of them. You got 8 for each tabletop. We're gonna screw those down, get the tabletop attached, and then we'll flip this thing over. And I think at that point, we're gonna be done with the table. Got all those screwed in. Quick tip, the wood is really, really soft. This is definitely not teak, not any sort of hardwood. This is more than likely some kind of pine or similar wood. As I was screwing these in, just a little bit of extra pressure will round out the hole, and you would end up having to use a bigger screw to hold things together. So be real careful when you're putting those on. I wish this was teak, but for the price, I cannot complain. Let's get this thing flipped over, take a look. Looks okay. And you know, once it's all put together, I don't think anybody's gonna see the small flaws here and there, but I do. There's gaps here because the frame is not exactly the right size. The wood pieces both are exactly cut the same, but all these welds are really poorly done. And what's ended up happening is the frame is not exactly sitting as designed because of how terribly these ends fit in each other. And you saw that with the screw holes, the bolt holes that weren't lining up. For the price, it's still okay, it's good. But the quality as far as finish, fit is just not there. The other thing, I don't know if you can tell in the video, this leg's a little crooked. It's kind of sitting like this. That one's straight. This one here is also sitting like this. I tried to bend a little bit by hand, didn't really want to move, and I didn't want to break it. And then this one is sitting kind of this way instead of straight. But again, once it's all put together, I don't think anybody else will notice, but I do notice that there's definitely room for improvement. The other thing that you'll notice is the paint on the metal pieces is flaking off right out of the box. Not because it touched anything or got damaged, it's just flaking off because it's that terribly done. Looks like nobody did any prep work or cleaning on the metal before painting it, and the paint itself is really poor quality. So if you're planning on putting this outdoors somewhere where it's going to get rained on, don't. Purchase something else, because it will rust and you'll be terribly unsatisfied. For us, it's going to be under a roof, so not as much of a concern, but I definitely would not want to put this outside under the elements where it's going to get rained on. Let's move on to the chairs. I got all the chairs assembled. Totally forgot to get video. I hit record a couple times and I don't think I actually hit record. But as you can see, they go together pretty easily. The two side pieces attached to the back. There's one screw that goes from the inside to the outside to hold this arm, and one on this side. And once you've got those assembled, you want to tighten those screws down at this point. Make sure they're tight. Then you assemble the seat bottom, which is that L-shaped piece. And what you want to do, the order I went in, that was the easiest. I put these two screws in. They go from the inside out. Put this screw in right here, which goes that direction. Leave them loose. Just start the threads so they're holding in place, but leave them loose. Then get these four inserted. And for these four, I had trouble getting the holes to line up. So what I did was grab a thin screwdriver, something thinner than the threads on the bolts. And I put the screwdriver essentially through the hole, found the threaded hole on the other end, kind of wiggled it in there, and then shoved the centerpiece into the place I wanted so that the two holes lined up. And then once they were lined up, I would remove the screwdriver from the hole, start the bolt, get the threads in, do that for all four holes, get them started. And then once you do get those started, don't tighten them. At that point, what I did is go back in this bolt that goes towards the back, tighten that up so it snugs the entire seat bottom to where it should be flush against the backrest. Then tighten these two, and then finally go back and tighten these four. So let me show you the results. I've got all 6 of the chairs assembled here. They're not too bad once assembled. You can see a couple of them, I think 2 of them, kind of went together a little cockeyed to where you got a little bit of wobble in the chair. I think if I undo a couple of those bolts and then put them back on, it'll probably resolve that. Maybe undo them, sit on it to where all the feet are flat, and then redo those bolts. That'll probably fix the unevenness. But so far so good. This is the first set. The cushions are over here. I'll put them on later. I'm gonna get the second set assembled, and then once I do, we're gonna clean out and pressure wash the patio, get rid of the old furniture, put it away in this corner of the lawn, and then come back and take all this stuff to the patio. Well, it's nighttime. I had to have some dinner with the kids, but here's the whole set. Let me see if I can get a better angle for you. There it is. There's the 2 extra chairs over here. Here, let me go out this direction and get you a view from this side. So there's kind of what it looks like without the wide angle. Or let's see, from this side, you can kind of see the size there. Plenty of seating. Got 4 seats along each side, 2 seats on the end, total of 10. You could even add another one if you really wanted to, but this is plenty for us. And with that, we still have all of this area, which we're definitely going to leave open. And my old grill got damaged, the old 5-burner gas grill, and that's my green egg and just a charcoal grill. But we might do an outdoor kitchen here, and if we do that, I think that'll complete this area. And then we still have tons of concrete patio there that maybe we could tear some of that old furniture that I had built down and build a couple benches to put around a larger fire pit. I don't know. That's our solo stove. Puts out tons of heat, but it's kind of small for our patio. So let me know in the comments below what you think of this cheap Amazon patio set. Oh, I forgot to put the cushions in. They're still in the garage. Let's see. Oh, perfect height. I'm about 6 foot, but this would be great for the kids too. Yeah, I think we'll enjoy this. I'll try to get one more shot in the morning to add to the video. Daytime. This is the patio set after assembly. As you can see, it's 2 sets, like I was describing. That's one set over there that came with 6 chairs and the table, and this is the second set. And what we did was put them together, and we ended up with 2 extra chairs as well that we could use as spares or whatever. So that's what it looks like. The reason we got 2 of them, let me show you the whole patio. Excuse the mess. But it's a very long covered patio, and I've got it on wide angle here. I hope you can see it. You got the open section of the patio and then this very long covered section. And even though that's a huge set with 10 chairs, we still got all this other space we got to figure out what to do with. So that's it, all completed, and I'm going to go through the video here and show you how to assemble it and all the pros and cons and what my opinion is of the quality of this thing, or lack thereof in some areas.